You anyway. Do. You. It's you.
So, MI, what happened with two of us? Here's what I think happened. I'm going to tell a story of what I think happened. So in 2000...
Gang. Do we have time for this? I think everybody has to go home.
Yeah, of course.
7:48. Let's close. Let's shut down, Abi.
So
you have time?
Here's what I think happened. It's my show. You're not going anywhere. So in 2009, while I worked with Emma, I got a job offer for a company. While I was working in my former company, I helped them write a break-in strategy. And so when they were looking for someone to run the business here, they looked for the person that wrote the strategy, and they found me. And so they were talking to me, and they said, look, we want to bring you in as GM for Nigeria. They had one in Kenya, had one in South Africa, and they were a British company. So they made me an offer. I was 22. And the salary that they were offering me a month was what I saw bank managers and, it was good pay. So I went to Aldo and I was like, Aldo, see the offer on the table, right? At this point, MI was nominated for 2 hours at the Mamas, right? In Kenya. So we were all going to go to Kenya when I brought this whole story up. And Aldo looked at this offer and said, take it, right? Right? I remember very well, it was me and Mohammed that were leaving. Mohammed was going to Dubai. And so after MI won 2 awards at the Mamas that year, shout out MI. In the first year, right, 1 year after the album dropped, 2 awards, I remember Audu, Yahaya, Paul telling me and with MI telling me and Mohammed to kneel down, and they prayed for us. They did a send-off backstage and prayed for us and said, you guys can go. But I started that job and quit on the first day. The day I started the job was the day I quit. And I just felt like we hadn't finished work. But I feel like deciding to go for that job destroyed my relationship with MI. Not because it was a better offer, but because we actually did make promises to ourselves. And I felt like I got an opportunity and I walked away. But I don't really know, because after I came back, things were not the same. Things are no longer the same. So, I know we squashed our beef in 2010. Was it 10 or 11? I went to his house and we were like, look, what? Somebody said this. He's like, some people said this. And I was like, you know what? Next time anybody says something to you, call me and ask the person to say it. And if somebody says something to me, I'll call you and ask you, did this person just said XYZ? Did you say it? And that's how Emma and I squashed our beef. Then I started playing football with you guys again and all that stuff. But what really happened? Because we never really had that conversation.
Bro. The mic. Yeah, just do what you were doing there. So that they won't be able to hear my answer. Just play with the knob. I got you. Just.
It works.
Okay. Wow, this question is heavy. Gone. What? So, okay. This is a good question. Because of how I look at the world, I don't know if there's a correct answer. The reason why I say that is that without that break happening, there's no Godwin working with Wajay, there's no Godwin working with Whiskey, there's no Godwin working with all these other guys, there's no Godwin maybe here today. There's no MI, learning what I needed to learn about leadership. There's no MI and Abuchi, and so sometimes when things happen, there's a part of it of accepting that it happened, and being okay with that. I think also that there was, if I'm to look back, I would say it was a communication breakdown. I wouldn't point to an event that happened. Anyone that knows me knows that loyalty is a very big thing for me. And Christian is nodding. What does that mean? Who are you? Yeah, but I've learned over time So I don't deny that maybe when you came back, my energy had changed. I can't really remember day by day. You know, we sort of, when you're the person doing something to someone, you never really remember from your own point of view. But it's possible. But I think just over time, there was communication breakdown. Again, we're young guys, we are learning. You're in an industry where people will literally say to you this and then go behind you and say something to us somewhere else. You know, also so much was changing. Jesse and Ice Prince were starting to do well. Things are starting to, you know, escalate. So I don't know if I have an answer. I'll say breakdown in communication, which led to a breakdown in trust. I think the relationship between a manager and an artist is a very special relationship. And also, man, there are many things I'm thinking about, but I don't know if they're like micro things. So I also, and this is another little thing. I went to America, and when I came back, I didn't want to do the America thing. You see what Wizkid is doing and that stuff. At the time, I was like, look, we need to ignore America. They don't care about us. They're doing their thing. And I think at the time, too, you had a very, like, American, like, international approach. Again, which is why I say things happen. So I'm very anti. I don't want to do the collaboration. I don't want to go. Godwin is like, we need to go do this show. This show is going to open doors for us. At the end of the day, it's a situation where in life you find that because people have different opinions, they will not always agree, they will not always connect, but it's not because either of them was wrong, you know? It's just life. You live and you learn. And if you want to come back, I'm willing to take you back, God.
Yeah, but
Now you ask question now. I would have made it worse, more awkward for you, but just slight awkward salts.
I will remove it from the edits. But we're good now.
Yeah.
We're good.